There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Akojopo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Akojopo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Akojopo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmus. First, the headlines. Nigeria Governors Forum. Others declare education crisis, seek foundation on learning. Oyo government reiterates commitment to expand state economy through tourism and hospitality. Arab nations call on Hamas to disarm and relinquish power, give up rule of Gaza. Nigeria, the Tigress set for quarter-final clash against the Cameroon tonight. Now the details. The 36 state governors under the umbrella of the Nigerian Governors Forum, with the Universal Basic Education Commission and New Globe, have declared an education crisis in the country, calling for urgent steps to address gaps in foundation and learning. This declaration was made during the state-level workshop on foundational learning and out-of-school children held in Abuja today, as Nigeria continues to grapple with a persistent out-of-school children crisis. The NGF pointed out that a significant number of children in primary schools did not possess sufficient foundational literacy, numeracy, and social-emotional skills required for academic advancement and the development of more complex abilities. In his remarks, NGF Chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak stated that foundational skills go beyond being the final aim of education and stressed that they serve as essential pillars for attaining broader educational goals such as student retention and smooth transition across learning stages. The chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, has strongly denied a widely circulated report alleging the suspension of the Speaker of Osun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adewale Egbedun. In a swift and emphatic rebuttal issued today, Right Honorable Ogundoyin described the report, originally published by an online blog on 30th of July 2025, as entirely false, malicious, and a deliberate attempt to mislead the public. The online blog had falsely claimed that Right Honorable Egbedun was suspended from the conference over alleged insubordination and abuse of office. The Speaker of Oyo State Assembly also reiterated that the conference is a credible and transparent body that follows due process in all its dealings, including disciplinary procedures, and urged the media to exercise responsibility and verify claims before publishing stories capable of harming reputations and causing public confusion. The Oyo State Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, has said that sports tourism occupies a prime place in Governor Seyi Makinde's agenda to expand the state's economy through tourism and hospitality. Dr. Olatubosun, who stated this at the press briefing organized ahead of the Oluyole Golf Tournament 2025, billed to hold in August, said the governor has put in place several tourism enables in sports, infrastructure, and security sectors to maximize the tourism potential of the state. The commissioner noted that sports remained an important part of tourism and hospitality, as most sporting events, especially golfing, drive massive movement into a state, with people lodging in hotels, going around to see tourism sites, and patronizing restaurants, bars, and clubs.
Flying to Ibadan from all parts of the world, and There are many things, and the other one is the good way, political good way. So we just finished International Tourism Summit, where we had many people all over the world that came to Ibadan, and we had many investors. People are now coming into Ibadan, to Oyo State, to invest in our economy. And so, using tourism to expand the economy of Oyo State is yielding fruitful results. And we need to commend Governor Seyi Makinde for that laudable feat.
Speaking earlier, the chairman of the Ibadan Golf Club, Mr. Sheyi Alaba, commended the government for its consistent support. Also speaking, the initiator of the tournament, Lao Shun, described Oyo State as a fertile ground for industrial growth and expressed his intent to expand his business operations into the state. The fourth edition of the Oluyole Amateur Golf Tournament is scheduled to tee off from 22nd to 24th of August, with 120 to 150 golfers expected to participate in the three-day competition. The Oyo State government has expressed its plans to embark on a digital address system for street and house numbering across the Oyo State. The Commissioner for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Williams Akinfumilayo, made the disclosure at a meeting with a development company held at the ministry's conference room, stressing that the plan is part of Governor Seyi Makinde's Omitutun 2.0 Sustainable Development Goals. Mr. Akinfumilayo maintained that the presentation made by the development company is part of the preliminary stage that will lead to the presentation to the EXCO level, and also explains that when the project is eventually implemented, it will ensure easy identification, the location of buildings, and an emergency response for the state. According to the commissioner, house numbering is part of the promises the governor had made, which falls under the purview of the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Adire is more than just a fabric. It's a cultural heritage that connects people to their roots. While Adire is seeing a resurgence in popularity, original producers now compete with importation of Chinese-made Adire products. Agidigbo FM news correspondent Adebayo Ajibade engaged Adire producers on what the future holds for their business. Oluwatosin Ologun brings the reports.
Adire, also known as tie and dye, travels with the history of the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. The growing demand for Adire has created job opportunities for local artisans and dyers, many of whom are women. This trend is fostering a sustainable fashion ecosystem, promoting ethical practices and fair trade. The Adire business in Nigeria faces several challenges, including sourcing raw materials, competition from cheaper imported fabrics, and lack of access to finance. Additionally, the industry struggles with issues like power outages, inadequate infrastructure, and a need for better branding and marketing. Speaking with Agidigbo FM News, an Adire producer, Mr. Victor Adelodun, stated that Chinese-made Adire cannot affect the original product.
I don't think it will affect my own profit because it's a means of, let's say, an involvement rather. Like it's something that would happen, even if it's not coming from China. It might come from any other part of the world. So it doesn't affect my profit.
In an interview with Agidigbo FM News, Ms. Oladiti Opeyemi also said most challenges faced by the producer is majorly financial constraints.
Because with Adire, it's a lucrative one at that, and at the same time, it is a booming business already. So I can say the patronage is coming up very well through marketing, through visibility, especially with the use of social media, and with people who know the value of Adire.
In a separate interview with Agidigbo FM News, Mr. Olatobosun Daniel made it known that Adire is a very stressful work, starting from getting quality fabrics, waxing, drawing, and waxing.
High price in raw materials, the availability of water sometimes, because making Adire you need enough water because you need to rinse the fabric thoroughly till it stops bleeding. So availability of water, and also sometimes not getting recognition. I mean, as a textile designer, people tend not to appreciate the crafts by not wanting to pay the price.
In an interview with Agido FM News, Miss Oyebamire Eniola, a customer, said Adire should be embraced as part of the Yoruba culture.
First time I saw a design, Yoruba pattern precisely. I love designs. I love the color, how unique it is, because you can't compare Adire to Ankara. Ankara is a very nice design also, but there's this uniqueness about Adire.
While promising, the Adire business also faces challenges like the labor-intensive production process and the need for better infrastructure and intellectual property protection. However, with continued support and innovation, Adire has the potential to thrive as a major part of the Nigerian fashion industry and even contribute to the economy through export. Oluwatosin Ologun, Agidigbo FM News.
Abortion remains one of the most controversial issues in today's society, and while some say it as a necessary option in difficult situations, others consider it unacceptable. Some view it as a personal right and a medical necessity in certain situations. Others strongly oppose it on moral or religious grounds. In Nigeria, many abortions happen in silence, often due to stigma, fear, or lack of access to safe health care. Agidigbo FM news correspondent Unique Oluwagboye reports on how abortion has affected a lot of women in Nigeria.
As a result of Nigeria's low contraceptive limitations, a substantial number of women have unintended pregnancies. Despite the restrictive abortion law, the National Library of Medicine in a report says 5 out of 10 unintended pregnancies are resolved by abortion. Many women, especially young girls, find themselves in difficult situations like unplanned pregnancies due to rape, forced marriages, poverty, or lack of education. And sadly, most of these abortions are unsafe and done in secrecy, without proper medical care, and at great risk to the woman's life. Mrs. Idowu Elizabeth says, family planning is a vital method that can be used to avoid unwanted pregnancy.
In Nigeria, abortion is not advisable, but some situations warrant that some women abort children. God is not happy with those who abort babies, because some of the babies being aborted are glorious children. Either Nigeria or abroad, abortion is not good and unhealthy. Some young ladies engage in unprotected sex to remain they are not married to. There are a lot of problems or risks women face in abortion, such as wound damage, infection, pain during abortion, or even death.
In another interview with Mrs. Oshine Folashade, she said, some people see abortion as a way of escape for giving birth when they are not ready.
Some see it as a way of escape for giving birth when they are not ready. And some view it as some will get pregnant when they are not ready.
With Agidigbo FM News, Dr. Samuel Oguntoyinbo says, no individual should think of having an abortion.
You should not even think about having an abortion. Even in the law of this country is not supporting abortion. There's this they call unwanted pregnancy in marriage, and I will say people used to say, but I'm a married woman. We are married couple, so we don't want this pregnancy and want to abort it. Think about the side effect. What if when you do that abortion, it's now gets complicated? So these are the reason why they said abortion is not good. It's better you prevent yourself from having unwanted pregnancy.
Some women don't choose abortion by will, but are forced by painful situations like rape, or when the pregnancy threatens their life. Using contraceptives, having protected sex, access to family planning, and avoiding forced marriages help prevent unwanted pregnancies, which are the major causes of abortion in Nigeria. Unique Oluwagboye, reporting for Agidigbo FM News.
Now it's time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Queen Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Olushola Damilola. Arab and Muslim states, including Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, have issued a joint call for the first time that Hamas should disarm and relinquish power in the Gaza Strip as part of efforts to end the war in the territory. The 22-member Arab League with the entire European Union and another 17 countries backed a declaration signed at United Nations Conference hosted by Saudi Arabia and France on Tuesday that Hamas must end its rule in Gaza and hand over its weapons to the Palestinian Authority. The world leaders also condemned the deadly October 7, 2023 attack by Hamas on Israel while calling for peace in the region. 12 Democratic members of Congress filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, accusing him of unlawfully obstructing their effort to visit Federal Immigration Detention Center. The complaint filed on Wednesday in Washington, D.C. argued that new Department of Homeland Security policy requires 7 days notice with limitation access to certain field offices, violates a long-standing federal law that permits unannounced inspection by members of Congress. According to the lawmakers, blocking any members of Congress from oversight visits to ICE facilities that detain immigrants clearly violates federal law and a promise not to sit by while Trump administration keep what is happening inside facilities from American people. And that ends the news from Queen Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back now to the exciting world of sports, where Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, the Tigress, will face Cameroon later tonight at 10 p.m. in the quarterfinals of the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket Championship. The Tigress, the defending champions, advanced directly to the quarterfinals after topping their group with 2 dominant victories over Rwanda and Mozambique, extending their remarkable winning streak in the competition to 26 games. Speaking ahead of the clash, the Tigress Izine Kanu said the team have worked hard to get to the quarterfinals and every player understands what's at stake as Cameroon is a strong side, but they are focused on their goal of defending their title and making history with a 5th consecutive championship. Nigeria is aiming to clinch a 5th consecutive AfroBasket title and a record 7th overall. Before we end the news around the world this evening, here are the headlines again. Nigeria Governors Forum offers to declare education crisis, seek foundation on learning. Oyo government reiterates commitments to expand state economy through tourism and hospitality. Arab nations call on Hamas to disarm and relinquish power, give up rule of Gaza. Nigeria the Tigress set for quarterfinal clash against the Cameroon tonight. And just before we go on the news around the world this evening, here is a quick tip. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way, and always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. And with that, we've come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo, 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmos. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out of school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
The Southwest in Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice. Agidigbo 88.7 FM.
Subhanallah. Assalamu alaikum o gbogbo mùsùlùmí àtẹ̀yí tẹ́ máa ń bá wa ṣàdúrà lóru níléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo àdúrà wa ó gbà o èyí tó ti gbà ò ní dàrú gbogbo tí ń jẹ́ tọ́lọ́run gbogbo mọ̀fẹ́ wa lọ́lọ́run ó fẹ́ gbogbo mọ̀kọ̀mọ̀kọ̀ wa lọ́lọ́run ó bá wa kọ̀ àsìkò ti tó báyìí o níléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo gangan a ti ṣètò ààbò àtètò tí ó máradẹ gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tá a bá jọ fẹ́ ṣàdúrà yìí papọ̀ lálẹ́ òní ó ti yá ẹ máa bọ̀ níléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo àdúrà aláṣepọ̀ gbogbo wa pátápátá tá a bá jọ ṣètò lórí rédíò ẹ jẹ́ a jọ ṣètò lójúkojú fojú ríjú ṣàdúrà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́n ọba àlá ọlọ́run a máa wọlá ẹni ó wà lápá ọ̀tún gbàdúrà ẹni ó wà lápá òsì ó ti yá àdúrà aláṣepọ̀ tá a máa ń ṣe níléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo ní gbogbo Thursday tó bá gbẹ̀yìn oṣù ẹ má gbàgbé pé tàjúùdù ni o aago 8 alẹ́ là á bẹ̀rẹ̀ títí dàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì gbáko lálẹ́ òní níléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo gangan èyí tí ń bọ̀ yìí yóò lágbára pọ̀.
Akojopo 88.7 FM. The radio station that stays on top of the news all day, every day. We are like no other. First of its kind in Ibadan, constantly on the green, giving you the best of broadcasting 24 hours. Akojopo 88.7 FM, the people's voice.
Tìlù bá ti kankan, àlùjọ ní kóró. 88.7. Tìlù bá ti kankan, àlùjọ ní kóró. Ìtùngbà yìí tẹ̀lé, ìtùngbà yìí tẹ̀lé. Ìtùngbà yìí tẹ̀lé. Echo music mo gbèdé o yẹ kẹrì mọ́. Àgídìgbo 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 88.7 Àgídìgbo ọ̀dọ̀ expressway lákàlẹ̀ sí ìyẹn l'Àgídìgbo bus stop. Àgídìgbo Àgídìgbo FM Àgídìgbo àwọn ètò lóríṣiríṣi l'Àgídìgbo ìròyìn tó jẹ́ tí ń gbèsè l'Àgídìgbo pélé kò kọ́gbọ́n l'Àgídìgbo ẹnìkan sọ pé ṣe ń sọ bó ṣe sọ sókàn mi ṣe ń sọ bó ṣe sọ àtìgbà tó ti bá wa dòwò pọ̀ fún ìpolówó lòun ti dolówó ọba bíi Àkàndé Wálé the best lóní kẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ Àgídìgbo FM.
jẹ́jẹ́ ńlá gbọ̀ọ̀sùn òrìṣà oko ìyá kò gìrìgbà èèyàn tí ó gbà Ṣàngó tìgbó tìjù ni ó mọ̀ ìròyìn tó gbà lẹ́gbòkó tí ò lẹ́jà ń bákan nínú iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo lẹ́ ó ti gbọ́ kárí àgbáyé ni wọ́n ń gbọ́ wá tilé toko làágbèjò.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Akojopo 88.7 FM. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn.
Níbo la ó ti gbọ́ Àgídìgbo? Níbo la ó ti gbọ́ Àgídìgbo? Ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ Àgídìgbo FM 88.7 la ó ti máa gbọ́.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, àsìkò iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀. Àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn alẹ́ òní rèé láti iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbo 88.7 FM Ìbàdàn. Ìkànnì àkọ́kọ́ táyé ń gbọ́ jù lórí àtẹ ìgbéléwọ̀n. Wúraọlá Yusuf lóníròyìn yín. Ṣáájú ẹ gbọ́ kókó tó wà nínú àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn náà. Ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn gómìnà àti àwọn míì kéde nǹkan fararọ lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn ní ká padà sípìlẹ̀. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣàtẹnumọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìpinnu wọn láti fẹ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé lójú láti gbọnà ìrìn àjò afẹ́. àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè lárúbáwá ké sí Hamas láti gbé agbára sílẹ̀ ní Gaza. Ikọ̀ the Tigress orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti ṣetán láti gbéná wojú Cameroon lálẹ́ yìí. Ìròyìn náà rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Àwọn gómìnà jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ẹ̀ka tó ń rí sọ́rọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ ti panupọ̀ fọ̀rọ̀ léde pé nǹkan ò ṣẹnu rere lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí, pẹ̀lú bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wá pè fún ìgbésẹ̀ akin ní kíákíá láti dí àwọn àlàfo tó ti wà nípìnlẹ̀ ní ìpìlẹ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jáde níbi ìpàdé tán ṣe nílùú Àbújá lónìí lórí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti àwọn ọmọ tó ń fi ètò ẹ̀kọ́ sílẹ̀ láàbọ̀, èyí tó ń fojoojúmọ́ lé sí i. Ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn gómìnà yìí fẹnu kò pé ìṣòro àìní ẹ̀kọ́ tó kún tó láti ìpìlẹ̀ láti lè tẹ̀síwájú nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó yanrantí jẹ́ ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú ohun tó yẹ ká ṣe àkíyèsí rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀, alága ìgbìmọ̀ náà lẹ́ni tó jẹ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ṣàlàyé pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ìpìlẹ̀ jẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀ èyí tó jẹ́ òpó tí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n máa kọ́ títí ayé sí, torí náà ó ń fẹ́ àmójútó. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn olórí ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ ìjákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Right Honourable Adébò Ògúndòyìn ti fohùn léde pé irọ́ tó jìnnà sí òótọ́ ni ìròyìn tó ń lọ káàkiri pé wọ́n ti ní kí olórí ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Right Honourable Adéwálé Ẹgbẹ́dùn olórí rọ́kúnlé. Right Honourable Ògúndòyìn ṣàpèjúwe ìròyìn náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí irọ́ tó jìnnà sí òótọ́ èyí tó ń gbé kiri láti ṣì àwọn aráàlú lọ́nà. Ìròyìn tó jáde lójú òpó ìròyìn ayélujára kan ló ń ṣàlàyé pé wọ́n yọ olórí ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun kúrò nípò lórí ẹ̀sùn àṣìlò agbára. Ògúndòyìn ṣàlàyé pé ìgbìmọ̀ táwọn kì í fi ìkánjú gbé ìdájọ́ kalẹ̀, torí náà kí àwọn oníròyìn náà ran àwọn lọ́wọ́ nípa wíwádìí ìròyìn dáadáa kí wọ́n tó máa gbé jáde fún àwọn aráàlú. Kọmíṣánná fọ́rọ̀ àṣà àti ìrìn àjò afẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ọ̀mọ̀wé Wàsíù Ọlátúnbọ̀sún ti fọ̀rọ̀ síta pé ẹ̀ka ìrìn àjò afẹ́ eré ìdárayá mú ipò tó ga lọ́kàn gómìnà Mákindé láti lò fún fífẹ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lójú sí i. Ọ̀mọ̀wé ṣàlàyé pé gómìnà ti gbé oríṣiríṣi ìgbésẹ̀ láti rí i pé eré ìdárayá kún ohun tí yóò máa mú ètò ọrọ̀ ajé wa gbòòrò sí i. Bẹ́ẹ̀ a lè fọwọ́rọ́ pàtàkì ìbáṣepọ̀ eré ìdárayá àti ìrìn àjò afẹ́ sẹ́yìn láwùjọ látàrí bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn tó wá fún eré ìdárayá ṣe máa ń wá ilé ìtura dúró sí nígbà tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èrò sì máa wọ inú ìpínlẹ̀ wá. Alága Ìbàdàn Golf Club Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ṣèyí Àlàbá nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ kan sáárá sí gómìnà fún àtìlẹ́yìn rẹ̀, nígbà tí olùdásílẹ̀ ìdíje náà Ọlá Ọ̀ṣun náà kan sáárá sí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fún bó ti jẹ́ ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá fún ìdàgbàsókè. Ìṣíkẹrin ìdíje náà ni yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ 22 oṣù kẹjọ sí ọjọ́ 24 oṣù kan náà. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ làwọn ti ṣetán láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lo ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé fún òǹkà iye ilé àti àyè pé lára àwọn ìlérí tí gómìnà ṣe láti yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ mímọ iye ilé àti àdúgbò èyí tí yóò bọ́ sí abẹ́ ìṣàkóso ẹ̀ka tó ń rí sọ́rọ̀ ilé, ilégbèé àti ìdàgbàsókè náà ni èyí jẹ́. Pẹ̀lú bí àdìrẹ ti ń padà dé tọrọ kan fọ́kálé báyìí, àwọn àdìrẹ tó ń kó wá láti òkè òkun ti ń figagbága pẹ̀lú tilẹ̀ yìí. Akọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbò Adédayọ̀ Ajíbádé bá àwọn tó ń ṣe àdìrẹ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ wọn dé dúró báyìí. Àbọ̀rẹ́ lẹ́tí ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ wọn dé dúró báyìí. Àbọ̀rẹ́ lẹ́tẹ̀nu Adéṣetán Olúwaṣẹ́gun.
Aṣọ àdìrẹ jẹ́ gbajúgbajà nínú ìtàn Yorùbá, pàápàá jùlọ lápá gúúsù ìwọ̀ oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí aṣọ ọ̀hún tó sì ń fi ojoojúmọ́ béèrè fún ló ti pèsè iṣẹ́ fún àwọn tó ń ṣe aró, èyí tí ọ̀pọ̀ nínú wọn jẹ́ obìnrin, eléyìí tó ti mú àgbéga bá àṣà àti ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ yìí. Okòwò aṣọ àdìrẹ ṣíṣe ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ló ń fojú winá ìṣòro tó fi mọ́ ohun èlò àti bí aṣọ èyí tí wọ́n ń kó wọlé láti ilẹ̀ òkèrè ṣe dínwó àti àìsí àtìlẹ́yìn owó. Ní àfikún, àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó ń pèsè aṣọ àdìrẹ ni wọ́n ní ìṣòro bí iná ọba, àìsí wọn amáyédẹrùn àti ọjà títà láti lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú láti máa pèsè ojúlówó aṣọ náà. Nígbà tó ń bá akọ̀ròyìn Àgídìgbò FM sọ̀rọ̀, arábìnrin Ọládìtì Ọpẹ́yẹmí òun náà ṣàlàyé pé ọ̀pọ̀ ìpèníjà ló ń kojú àwọn tó ń pèsè àdìrẹ, èyí tó ṣe pàtàkì ní àìsí àtìlẹ́yìn owó.
Aṣọ tá à ń lò à ń gbé wá láti ìlú òkèèrè ni, aró tí à ń lò láti ìlú òkèèrè ni, tó bá jẹ́ pé ó ṣeé ṣe kí a rí ọ̀nà láti máa rí àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa, àdìrẹ gan kò ní láti wọ́n tó nǹkan tí wọ́n tó yẹn, ó dẹ̀ ti máa rọrùn láti máa get, torí pé tá bá wò ó, a ní àwọn ibi tó ti ń gbin tá à ń pè ní cotton, and tá bá ní àwọn tó lè máa ṣẹ̀dá ẹ̀ láti sọ di nǹkan.
nígbà tó ń jẹ́jẹ́ ó ní okòwò aṣọ àdìrẹ ló ń kojú ìpèníjà bíi àìsí òṣìṣẹ́ àti ìlànà ayé òde òní fún ìpèsè rẹ̀. ẹ̀wẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìtẹ̀síwájú tó ń ti àtìlẹ́yìn, aṣọ àdìrẹ ní nǹkan àmúyẹ tó yàtọ̀ sí ti àwọn iléeṣẹ́ aṣọ míì ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. kódà ó tún kópa tó jọjú sí ìdàgbàsókè ètò ọrọ̀ ajé látàrí fífi ṣọwọ́ sókè òkun. Olúwaṣẹ́gun Adéṣe.
ọ̀rọ̀ yíyọ oyún jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń dá àríyànjiyàn sílẹ̀ láwùjọ wa lónìí, torí bí àwọn kan ti rí i gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà àbáyọ ni àwọn míì rí i gẹ́gẹ́ bí ohun tí kò bójúmu rárá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn kan tó sọ pé lára ẹ̀tọ́ ìjọba.
látàrí àìsí àwọn oògùn tó ń dènà oyún níní púpọ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà, ogunlọ́gọ̀ àwọn obìnrin ni wọ́n ní oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí. pẹ̀lú bó ti ṣe jẹ́ wípé òfin bẹ́ńlẹ̀ èyí tó ń dènà oyún ṣíṣẹ́, àgbáríjọpọ̀ ikọ̀ àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa oògùn òyìnbó nínú àgbéjáde èyí tí wọ́n fi léde, wọ́n fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé 5 nínú 10 àwọn oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n yanjú nípasẹ̀ oyún ṣíṣẹ́. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn obìnrin, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin, ni wọ́n ń bára wọn nínú ipò tó nira, fún àpẹẹrẹ bíi oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀ látàrí àwọn nǹkan kọ̀ọ̀kan bíi ìfipábánilòpọ̀, ìgbéyàwó tipátipá, iṣẹ́ òun òṣè àti àìní ẹ̀kọ́ tó yè kooro. léyìí tó bani lọ́kàn jẹ́. Púpọ̀ nínú àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ oyún ṣíṣẹ́ yìí ló máa ń wáyé lọ́nà tí ò tọ́. Bákan náà ni wọ́n máa ń ṣe ní ìdákọ́ńkọ́. Láìsí ètò ìtọ́jú ìlera tó péye. Bákan náà ló sì máa ń fa ewu fún ẹ̀mí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn obìnrin. Abilékọ Ìdòwú Elizabeth tó bá wọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀, ó ṣàlàyé wípé ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí jẹ́ ọ̀nà kan pàtàkì èyí tí wọ́n lè fi dènà àwọn oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀.
Ẹni tó bá mọ̀ pé òun ti tó láti lọ́kọ, tó bá ti rí responsible person tó fẹ́ fẹ́, kó fi ọkọ, kó lóyún, kó bímọ. Tó bá mọ̀ pé òun ò tí ì ṣetán, ó bẹ́tà kó lọ sí hospital kó lọ ṣe fètòsọ́mọ bíbí. So tákòókò bá tó láti bímọ, wọ́n máa yọ kúrò. So kò ní sí delay, kò ní sí pé bóyá ó kó àìsàn kan ti wọlé sára ẹ̀.
Nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ míì pẹ̀lú ikọ̀ ìròyìn wa, abilékọ Ọ̀ṣínàyẹ Fọláṣadé ó ṣe àlàyé ọ̀rọ̀ wípé púpọ̀ nínú àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n rí oyún ṣíṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà láti yàgò fún ọmọ bíbí nígbà tí wọn ò bá tí ì ṣetán.
Ẹlòmíì kò fẹ́ nǹkan tí ó fa ìtìjú fún un torí wípé kò tí ì tó àkókò, kò tí ì nígbáradì fún un. Ẹlòmíì pé torí pé káwọn òbí ẹ̀ má sọ pé ó dójú tì wọ́n, á ṣẹ́ oyún. Ẹlòmíì bó mo tún ṣe fẹ́ tọ́jú eléyìí, á ṣẹ́ oyún.
Nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ míì
bóyá torí pé ọmọ ti pọ̀ ńlẹ̀, bó mo tún ṣe fẹ́ tọ́jú eléyìí, á ṣẹ́ oyún.
Nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ míì ẹ̀wẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ rédíò Àgídìgbò FM, dókítà Samuel Ògúntóyìnbó ó ṣàlàyé pé kò yẹ kí.
ìdáàbòbò yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí rọ́bà ìdáàbòbò tẹ́ ẹ lè máa lò láti dènà pé ẹ máa lóyún tó fi lè di pé ẹ fẹ́ máa ṣẹ́yún.
Àwọn obìnrin kọ̀ọ̀kan ni wọn kì í yan oyún ṣíṣẹ́ fúnra wọn, àmọ́ tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn ohun kọ̀ọ̀kan máa ń tì wọ́n débẹ̀ bíi ìfipábánilòpọ̀ tàbí nígbà tí oyún ọ̀hún bá ti ń dúnkokò mọ́ ẹ̀mí wọn. Nípasẹ̀ lílo àwọn oògùn tó ń dènà oyún, níní ìbálòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rá ìdáàbòbò àti ṣíṣe ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí tó fi mọ́ yíyàgò fún ìgbéyàwó tipátìkúùkù, a lè dènà oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀ léyìí tó ń ṣe okùnfà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oyún ṣíṣẹ́ ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. Títílayọ̀ Àkàndé ló ń jábọ̀ ròyìn fún iléeṣẹ́ Àgídìgbò FM.
Ní báyìí a ó lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ rédíò wa Àgídìgbò FM ẹ̀ka tìlú London ní United Kingdom fún ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèèrè.
Ìròyìn rèé láti Àgídìgbò studio ẹ̀ka ti United Kingdom. Ọdúnayọ̀ Ògúnládé ni oníròyìn. àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó jẹ́ ti Arab àti ti Mùsùlùmí lára èyí tá a ti rí Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Egypt àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ti panupọ̀ fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ láti sọ fún ikọ̀ Hamas láti sọ ohun ìjagun wọn sílẹ̀ kí wọ́n dáwọ́ ogun dúró kí wọ́n sì yọ̀ǹda ìṣàkóso Gaza àti agbègbè ẹ̀ fáwọn adarí Palestine láti lè fòpin sógun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Ìgbìmọ̀ ẹlẹ́ni 22 tó jẹ́ ti ìgbìmọ̀ ìṣàkóso Arab, ìgbìmọ̀ ìṣàkóso European Union àtàwọn orílẹ̀-èdè 17 míì ló fọwọ́ sí ìpè ọ̀hún. Wọ́n ké sí ikọ̀ Hamas láti yọ̀ǹda ohun ìjagun wọn pátápátá fáwọn aláṣẹ Palestine kí wọ́n sì fòpin sí bí wọ́n ṣe ń jẹgàba ní Gaza. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, wọ́n bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu ìkọlù tí ikọ̀ Hamas ṣe sí orílẹ̀-èdè Israel lọ́jọ́ 7 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2023. Àwọn aṣòfin 12 tó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Democratic ti mọ́ táwọn àjọ tó ń rí sí wọléwọ̀de ń fi àwọn ènìyàn pamọ́ sí. Ìròyìn fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé ọjọ́rú làwọn aṣòfin náà pe ẹjọ́ náà ní Washington DC tí wọ́n sì fi onírúurú ẹ̀sùn kan ààrẹ Donald Trump àti ìṣèjọba rẹ̀. Lára ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n fi kàn ní wípé ṣíṣe agbára lò, àìbọ̀wọ̀ fún ètò ìjọba àwarawa, pípàṣẹ wàá bí ológun